This is a trade that got me funded with $150,000 from Apex. It was a clean long setup on May 1st, simple spot money concept with a high conviction. In today's video, I'll break down exactly why I entered, what I saw, and how the trade played out step by step. First, I will show you the high time frame analysis, then I will show you the actual live footage of the trade being executed. If you want to catch these trades as they happen, I stream every day at 9:30 a.m. New York time. Let's get started. We started May 1st with a clear bullish intent. On the higher time frame, I was watching this 4-hour fair value gap in form of a BC, while the price left these relative equal highs with a lot of buy side liquidity resting above the previous monthly high. Here we can see the price was holding some kind of support. However, in my mind was the fact that if we respect this fair value gap in form of a BC and we respect this low, we might be moving higher for the 10 a.m. session. Moving on the 15-minute chart, we can see another fair value gap in form of a BC, which gave me more conviction, while at the same time we were seeing this sell side being taken. When you want for the price to search for buy side, first you need to see some form of sell side being taken and wait for a reversal, wait for some fair value gaps or order blocks that will confirm your bullish bias. This is what I was looking for, and this is what you can see here as well. After the price took this sell side and it was still trading and kept the body inside the mid of this fair value gap, I was convinced the price is going to move higher. However, I still had to wait for the PDRAs to show themselves, for the bullish ones, right? There is a strategy where you can just enter here and use the first deviation of the Asian range. However, I like to trade off fair value gaps and order blocks. This is the best strategy that I have at the moment and my most profitable one, of course. Moving on to the 5 minutes. Sell side being taken, 5 minutes for respecting. Let's move a bit further and see what was happening. Now we had a clear reaction. This candle was a bullish one. Meanwhile, the previous high of the previous candle was taken. Now moving on to the smaller time frames, we can already observe that we left this liquidity over here. Meanwhile, the bodies were respecting that 50-minute fair value gap. That's a signature in price that you can see every day when the bodies are respecting the mid of some type of liquidity, mostly described as a fair value gap, but you can search for the same thing in weeks or order blocks. Here, as you can see, this one was respecting the week of this one. However, here you wanted for this PDRA not to be respected. Basically, the mid of this one had to be purged in order to go higher. Moving on to the next candles, you can see a clear reaction, and this is where I entered. But let's move to the live footage so I can properly explain the trade on a 1 minute time frame. Here, as you can see in yellow, the first presentation fair value gap is annotated, and that was my entry. My stop loss was below it. However, I had in mind that we had another fair value gap in form of a BC lower that I wanted to be used as a breakaway gap. However, if the price wanted to move back, I was ready to place my orders and have a new stop loss. As the price was moving higher, I was watching it touching the midnight open as well. I was noticing we still had two relative equal highs at 19,996 and 25 cents. Meanwhile, we had on the 5 minute a fair value gap in form of a CB, that is a form of liquidity. We had the mid of the new week opening gap, and ultimately we had the relative equal highs on a higher time frame at 20,044 and 25 cents. As the price was moving into my favor, I always use my stop loss and I manage it to protect me, because there are instances if you see a lot of fair value gaps in form of a BC left open, that means that they're manipulating the price, and for the rest of the day they might seek that liquidity, which it happened in the PM session. Now I was happy my price was moving higher. I was seeing a lot of bullish PDRAs being respected. Meanwhile, we were seeing this breaker, a bullish breaker. You see this low, the high, the lower low, and the higher high forming as we speak. Meanwhile, I just decided to move my stop loss to break even and protect my position. At the same time, I was aware that I have a light trailing drawdown. So as the price was moving higher, also my stop loss was moving higher. I wanted to protect myself. I was already noticing that we had on the 5-minute this fair value gap in front of a BC. Wanted for this fair value gap to be open. However, I understood if the price was gonna tap into that, because we also had that order block which was tapping into right now. So I was being cautious. Meanwhile, I was respecting the PD arrays and I was allowing for the price to reach into them if that was the case. Here, that fair value gap was not touched and the price was moving higher while it was tapping inside this order block, and we still had a lot of liquidity left, the $20,044.25. Here I wanted speed, to be honest, because when you're having certain fair value gaps, they don't have to act as resistance. They need to act as support. And this is what I wanted, for the candle on the 1 minute to close above that fair value gap, and later on that fair value gap to become an inversion fair value gap and to be respected. At the same time, I was mindful of the fact that we left two relatively cool lows on the 1 minute. So I was like, if they want to tap into that, is going to be a break in market structure, and this is not what I want. However, I placed a stop loss and I was still booking a win. However, my intention was to just get funded, and this is what happened here. As you can see, I was celebrating on stream, and here you can see also the winnings. That's the full breakdown. Would you have taken this trade? Let me know in the comments below. What would you have done differently? And if you want to catch these trades live, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I stream every day at 9:30 a.m. New York time. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.